everyone, and welcome to MeowMix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Jerry.
And we are here to do our first mock draft of 2022. Our first of two or three. We'll figure it out. But we're definitely going to do at least two. We're going to do this one. We've just finished our player profile series. So we went through 8 or 9 players. Eight players, I think.
Mm-hmm.
9? 8 or 9. And we just finished with Charles Cross, last offensive tackle. And now we're going to jump into a mock draft. We're going to go 7 rounds. We're doing it on pff.com, their mock draft simulator. Seems to be the one most people use. There's a few other ones out there, but I like this one. It's easy and makes trading fun, and it's not very realistic in terms of trades.
Yeah, that's the only negative.
Yeah.
And like before we started recording, I said if you don't get an A, usually, that's scary, especially in the trade system.
It gives you grades on each pick. It gives you grades on your overall draft. Gives you grades on your trades. So, and we were kind of talking like, how do we want to do this? Do we want to just go straight the picks that we currently have, or do we want to try to trade back? So I think we'll talk about it. We'll kind of see how the draft comes to us. We're not against trading back if that happens, but we'll definitely talk about if we stick at 6 what we like. So we're going to pretend that this is the draft, and PFF is going to draft all the other teams. We're drafting for the Panthers.
I need to get into my inner Matt Rule.
Get a stain on your shirt. Get a stain on your shirt.
For those listening, I just puffed out my cheeks and raised my shoulders because of that horrible photo op he had.
Did you see that him compared to all the other coaches that were there? Like,
I saw a picture of him at Baylor. He's gained a lot of weight. Well, it must be the Carolina barbecue.
He's got a lot more money to eat on now, and it's not quite as hot here as it is in Texas. So, I'm not going to judge him for his. And I know you're not either, but
no.
He is. It is what it is. So, all right. We're going to go ahead and get started here. For those of you listening on the podcast, check out the YouTube stream for this one. It's going to be a better experience. We're showing the actual draft itself. Let us know how the quality is. Might not be great, but you should be able to see it.
We're tinkering with it. This is our first time trying to do
this out.
Doing an extra screen grab and stuff like that.
All right, so we're entering the draft here. So, Jerry, I don't know how you usually do these drafts, but I kind of like to wait until it's my pick and then evaluate the trade offers at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I don't think the Panthers are trading up, so we could go ahead and hit that speed pass fast and get to us and see where we're sitting at.
All right, starting the draft. So, the first 5 picks of the draft have been taken, Jerry. Adrian Hutchinson went number 1. Kyle Hamilton went number 2. Kayvon Thibodeau went number 3. Evan Neal and Icky 4 and 5. So, that's not crazy.
That's actually right around. I think could easily happen. Kyle Hamilton may be a little high in my opinion, but the Lions I could see taking him being a transformative player and saying, "Hey, we want this style of defense for Dan Campbell's defense," and that's So
I think I don't think that's crazy. I've seen him mocked it too a lot. Honestly, like if we didn't have desperate needs other places, I'd love to have Kyle Hamilton on our team. I think he's awesome.
That being said, Detroit has desperate needs all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. If you look at PFF does they kind of do your needs. I just think it's funny looking at the Houston needs.
Every position.
Basically. They're the only team that has everything as a need. So yeah, they're you never know what they're gonna take. But I've seen Thibodeau go. I think this might be the highest I've seen him go, and then I've also seen him go like after 10. So I think he's one of those wide variance guys too.
All right, so looking at what we have available, we have Derek Stingley is a top-rated player by PFF, cornerback out of LSU. I say no.
Mhm. No.
Charles Cross is number 5 ranked player. He's our next available player for us. Tackle Mississippi State. He's number 3 on our MeowMix's big board for the
Yep.
Panthers. And then it's a couple more corners. George Karleftis, edge. Let's be honest. If the Panthers are picking right here, the board following, Charles Cross is the easy answer.
Charles Cross
right?
is the pick. Yeah. Now PFF, they give you trade options, teams that would be interested. This draft, there's only 2. There's the Colts want to trade up all the way from 42, and the Niners want to trade up all the way from 61. Now, I assume if we were to do that, we would be getting picks, first round picks in the next couple of years, maybe. But there's no other first round teams that want to make a trade with us. So I think this is one where we'd have to think about this, because we don't have any second round picks. We don't have any third round picks. The Panthers don't.
Oh man, this is hard.
This is hard. So if we traded with Indianapolis, I mean, we'd be looking at taking their probably second, third round picks, and then maybe a first next year, maybe a second next year, something like that. I mean, personally, I think the way that this is kind of fallen is we might just be drafting Charles Cross here.
Yeah, this mock is gonna suck. We may have to redo this one
be a
because
while before our next pick. Maybe we will be trading up. We'll see.
Yeah, Charles Cross. I mean,
right. We're pulling the trigger on Charles Cross.
This is the first time I've ever had no one want to trade up with us. No one of significance. Like, you're talking mid-second round was the next one.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to pause the draft here. We're 3 picks into the second round already. So I'm just going to kind of look and see where some of the players that we've also targeted have gone. Let's see. Malik Willis went 16 to the Saints.
Ooh.
Don't love that for us. Let's see. Sam Howell went 32nd to the Lions. Where did Pickett go?
Pickett's still on the board. If you want to go
still
look,
on the board.
Pickett and Matt Corral are still on the board.
Okay. Interesting. So do we want to maybe try to trade up?
Well, why don't we slow down the draft a little bit and try to take a... Oh, you really hate Matt Corral, because I like Matt Corral a good bit more than
I don't hate Matt Corral. I'd rather have Kenny Pickett here. Like, if we're going to get Kenny Pickett in the second round, that'd be pretty great.
All right, well, let's see what we could do, what we have to give up to jump up to 36 from 137.
I think that we would probably have to give up a first round pick next year.
So, what does a second next year give us?
Nothing. Will not be accepted.
Well, yeah, not only that, but we have to give something else up. Maybe a second and
a fourth, no. Second and a third, no. We could do 2 seconds. We could do a second in 2023 and a second in 2024. That looks like that might. Wonder if we could trade McCaffrey and a third. No. Nope. So it looks like it's probably a first next year to move up to 36. I mean, that's not terrible. Or would you rather trade 2 seconds?
I'd rather trade 2 seconds just in case Kenny Pickett
just in case
sucks.
It's a high pick.
we can recoup it, maybe get a Bryce Young or something like that, or Stroud next year if he poops the bed. Because honestly, at quarterback, we need to be swinging constantly if we don't have a guy we really like.
True. Where do you see where can you see the players that are still available?
I don't think you actually can. I just remember I haven't seen Kenny Pickett there.
Yeah. That's the only bad thing about PFF. I'm sure there's a way to do it. All right. So do we want to do with the Giants here up to 36? Do we want to look at some others, or let's just pull the trigger here?
I mean, that's
couple
up to you.
second round picks.
Do we want to, like I said, go slow and see where they go, and then, or do we want to just jump up and grab them?
Well, let's think about this. So the Giants definitely could pick a quarterback. The Texans definitely could pick a quarterback, right? The Jets, no. The Bears, no. I would say Seattle, yes. So really, like 3 of the next 5 picks could easily be quarterbacks.
Yeah, I just like going the slower mode, but yeah, we could do the 2 seconds for that, and we'll just.
Well, when you say go slow, what do you mean? Like you just want to see what happens?
Yeah, go to the slow speed and resume draft, and then you can pause it if someone gets taken. So if one of the quarterbacks goes, we could pause it and then try to go grab our guy.
So you'd be okay with either quarterback?
I would be, yes, at this point, and maybe giving.
You want to just go until one of the quarterbacks is taken.
Or that, or maybe some of the compensation goes lower.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Oh wow. Okay. So Travis Jones, Kenyon Green, Jaquan Brisker, Roger McCreary. Here's a quarterback, I bet. Kenny Pickett. Okay, so
Kenny Pickett.
Let's pause it. So Kenny Pickett goes to Seattle at 40.
Okay, so at this point, I think
is that realistic? There's no way that Kenny Pickett drops to 40.
I don't think so either. I don't either. But
I mean, the Colts are definitely not going to pick a quarterback, right?
True. But the
Falcons
Atlanta
definitely could.
So I think we should try to make a negotiate with Indy instead of.
Or sorry, 41 there. Yeah, Indy or Seattle. Seattle just picked a quarterback, so let's try Indy. So we go 73 or 42. Sorry, maybe we do 40. So we could trade. Sorry, I'm just kind of clicking around here and now. So 42. We could try a second and a third round pick next year. Would give us a 28% chance of being accepted. Honestly, if we clicked it a few times, it would probably go through.
So let's try a second next year. And what does a third the year after that?
Same thing.
Okay.
Gives us the same possibility of making it.
Well, that way we're not sitting in the same position.
If we throw in like the 199th pick, so if we would do, which I believe would be a 5th round pick this year. That gives us a 40. That's a more likely to be accepted trade. You want to try that?
Yeah, let's try that.
A second, a third, and a 5th to move up to 42.
This is all because no one wanted to trade for our 6th round pick.
All right, didn't work that time. We got it.
Okay, so Indianapolis wanted to give us this pick for the 6th round pick, and that was about it. So
yeah. So we got it. All right. So we are now at the 42nd pick, and all we gave up this year was our 199th pick.
Yeah. So we can resume.
And then
we'll have to.
All right. So here we go. Matt Corral is available, or Matt Corral. Just kind of looking here. He's got to be the pick, right?
Yeah. Matt Corral, Desmond Riddler.
Yeah, Ritter and Corral or Corral are right there together. 43 and 44.
I'm going Matt Corral. I really like him.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I like Matt Corral better than Ritter at this point. 42.
I love his accuracy. So we're drafting him,
taking Matt Corral, and I'm going to go ahead and speed the draft up here.
Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to be here all night waiting for the computer draft. Just 95 picks until our pick at 93. So
93 more picks, yeah.
I mean, you can think about this draft, though. If it panned out this way, yes, we lost a second and third in next year's draft. Second next year.
Well, a second next year and a third in 2023.
But if Matt Corral can be the guy, I mean, you look at, we got Charles Croft anchoring that left end. You have, Taylor Moton on the right side. The offensive line looks a lot better. You got Matt Corral, who's a very mobile, athletic quarterback, who's very accurate. I mean, that would really help out this offense.
Yeah, I mean, it would change everything. And if Matt Corral can come in and be ready to play, now that's a question because he is, at this point, a second round pick. But I feel like he's a little underrated, honestly.
I did
too. This would be a great first 2 picks of the draft for us, honestly.
Yeah.
A little unorthodox the way we got here. Typically, Fitterer is a trade back and acquire picks kind of guy. But
I feel like when you're so desperate for a quarterback, there's at a certain point you have to be willing to trade up to get Matt Corral in this type of situation. I don't think I'm not in love with any of these quarterbacks. And if we get that stud left tackle, then we could get a quarterback that honestly, he could pan out to be something great with his accuracy and everything else, athleticism. You never know.
All right, so we are now at pick 137 in the 4th round. Looking at the players on the board, there is a tackle in Zach Tom out of Wake Forest. What would we want to focus on here? We got our tackle, we got our quarterback. Do we still want to go offensive line? Do we want to look at? There's a corner out of LSU here.
I would like
guard.
Guard is something I would look at. I would also look at any linebackers or any edge rushers.
Let's see. I don't see. Let's see. The highest rated linebacker is DeMarco Jackson from Appalachian State, who, if we look at his PFF, doesn't really have any information because he went to Appalachian State. So, yeah, I don't really know much about him.
Let's look at Noah Ellis, a defensive interior lineman.
Okay, Noah Ellis out of Idaho. Again, same thing. Doesn't really have any information.
Thanks, PFF.
Here we go. All right, here's his stats. Okay, so he's rated above average, right? So he's almost a 70 from last season. Again, he's an interior defensive lineman, so he's only 1 sack, 1 QB hit, 6 hurries. Probably more of a run stopper, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at
run
defense
tackle. Grade is
tackle.
almost an 80, so that's really good.
And I'm thinking about pairing him with Derek Brown and just a rotational guy at this point. We're looking in the 4th round of a guy who may be able to pan out. 6'4", 367.
Huge. He's huge. Let's go back and look at the Appalachian State guy because obviously I was doing that wrong. So linebacker, he's 6'1", 230. Pretty good stats across the board. 77 tackles last year. In 14 games, had an 83 PFF grade, which is really high. Run defense and pass rush grade are both pretty high. Run defense even higher.
And coverage. Look at his coverage, 73.
Coverage grade 73. Yeah. This would be a nice upgrade over. Who was it that we had? Jack. Who did we have last year at linebacker? Jermaine Carter.
Well, I don't know if he would be an upgrade at this point, but he definitely seems like he would be able to do it. I mean, we have Corey Littleton that will probably step in that role this year. Yeah. But I wish I had his combine stats on there. But
let's look at this Lecitus Smith, a guard out of Virginia Tech. 6'3", 315. Pretty above average stats. His run block and pass blocking grades are very similar, right around 70. Gave up 2 sacks. Actually, only given up 2 sacks last 2 years combined. Very solid. Doesn't super excite me, but he would be a good depth pick.
Yeah, and that's what you're looking at again at this type of position. Is there any edge rushers? If you could scroll down anymore,
I don't see any highly rated ones. Earliest one is Illinois State, Iamoa U. 6'6", 320.
Oh, that's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
For an edge, that's huge.
9 sacks last season.
Jeez, how does he get so? I mean,
how does he get so big?
Well, no. How does he? I mean, how does he get to the quarterback at that size so fast?
That's a big edge rusher.
Yeah,
that's a big edge rusher. Yeah, that's real big. If you look at his games, one excellent game, a couple of duds in there. So maybe not the most consistent guy, but again, you're looking in the 4th round.
Yeah.
So let's see. Any other? I mean, there's a tight end here. I love the tight ends.
Well, we just signed Ian Thomas and drafted Tommy Trimble. I don't see us looking for a tight end as it really realistically. Check out Sterling Weatherford real quick. Safety.
Sterling Weatherford.
Right under DeMarco Jackson.
Okay. Out of Miami of Ohio, 6'4", 221. That's a big safety.
Mm-hmm.
Really good 2019, then dropped off the face of the earth in 2020 and came back a little bit in 2021. Don't really love that.
No, I'm ixnaying him. I like his size at 6'4", 220. He has that Jeremy Chin size. But
that's probably why he's rated so high.
I was going to say, but that
don't look like it.
He's a run defense. This guy needs to convert to linebacker. Look at his coverage skills.
Again, we've seen safeties come out of college and become linebackers. I mean, Jeremy Chin played really well at linebacker his first season. So
yeah.
I like to continue. I always like to mention Thomas Davis.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. With that being said, my vote of confidence goes to DeMarco Jackson.
Okay.
That fast, athletic
boy.
linebacker.
That's a position of need.
And he had a really great last season, which makes me think he's more on the upswing than possibility.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just scrolling down here just real quick. Man, I wish there's got to be an easier way to kind of look at the players left. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you could do filter by the position too.
Yeah. Okay. I was just looking to see if James Cook, the running back out of Georgia, was still available. He has been taken. So he's a guy that I always try to grab in these drafts. Okay. Yeah, let's go with DeMarco Jackson. Go ahead.
Yeah, but James Cook, though, doesn't fit this roster anymore with the signings that they have, I think.
Yeah, I still feel like a 4th round it would be a great value for him, just because he's a playmaker. But yeah, I mean, he's not like a need at this point. All right, DeMarco Jackson's going to be the pick. He is the pick. All right, we got a couple more picks coming up here pretty quickly.
Woo-hoo!
First pick of the 5th round, pick 144. We got a lot of the same guys still on the board. In fact, Zach Tom's still the number 1 guy up here. Let's see. Ellis, Weatherford still here.
Mm-hmm.
What position do we want to target here? I mean, we're in the top of the 5th, so I feel like we can kind of go anywhere.
Well, we have a pick again in 5 picks. Can we look at the trade backs? Maybe we can get something here.
Okay. Trade. So we got a trade back to 147. So if we took, let's see. Sorry, if we gave 144, could we get like a 3rd? No. Couldn't even get a 4th next year. Wow. We take 147. Nope. We couldn't really do anything.
Okay, not with this. Drop it back 3. They don't want to give us much.
Anything.
See who else.
New Orleans at 161. Again, couldn't really get much.
Well, all I'm gonna say right now is no to New Orleans. So let's make this player.
All right.
Let's look at Zach Tom and see if he could transition to maybe a tackle or guard. 6'5", 295.
Tom is arguably the most athletic interior offensive line prospect in the draft. So they got him listed as tackle, but apparently PFF's looking at him as an interior offensive lineman. 92.1 pass blocking grade last season. So let's look at his stats.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, high run blocking grade, high pass blocking grade. Everything looks good here. I'm down to run with this guy. Seems like he's fallen quite a bit.
Draft.
Zach Tom out of Wake Forest.
And you
So
will
we
be
got
a
an
guard.
Appalachian boy, and we got us a Wake Forest boy. All right, and we're back on the board. Pick 149 now. All right, this is our second to last pick. Let's look at the trade back options here, just real quick. 157. So if we give up our pick 149, I mean, we could grab some really late picks.
I mean, do we need something 157, or maybe we could grab the 180 and 189 or 197? I mean, heck, maybe grab the 180 and try to see if we can grab a 4th round next year or a 3rd round.
Definitely not going to be able to do that. Not even by itself. But we could do 180. We could do 180 and 197. We could maybe do 180 and 188. You want to try that?
Yeah, let's try that.
So just 149, we pick up a couple of later picks. Didn't work that time. Worked that time. Okay. So we've changed our pick from 149. Now we have 180 and 188. So we're gonna go ahead and resume this draft.
That way we have a couple more picks.
Sure,
and
take some late round flyers here. I believe they're gonna be. Yeah, we'll be at the top of the 6th round here with our first of these 2 picks. Sterling Weatherford still on the board, Jerry. Your boy, he's still up there. Got us a running back out of North Carolina State if we want to continue to go hometown guys. Let's see. Let's take a look at that Iwanzudu guy. He's still there.
Let's take a look at him now.
Well, we looked at him already. We did not like the way he looked.
Are we sure that was him?
Yeah. I mean, he's okay. He's okay. Edge rusher. He's the huge guy. 6'6", 320 edge rusher.
Yeah, I'm also thinking we're now in the 6th round. Maybe.
True. Maybe as a
we need somebody on the edge. And maybe a guy that can tweak into the interior and exterior, like F.A. Obata could. Maybe he could play that type of role.
Yeah. Another edge rusher here out of Miami of Ohio, Dominique Robinson. Maybe a little less
junk in the trunk.
Less experience, but 6'4", 250, smaller guy.
Yeah, that's more
6'4", 250. Ooh, that's almost skinny. All right, well, let's go with the big guy here. Let's go with Iyama Uwazar-Kiki. Man, that's a tough one. You want to go with him? Edge rusher out of Iowa State.
Yeah, let's go with him.
We got another pick coming up here in 8 picks. So, all right, here's our second to last pick here. Sterling Weatherford still on the board, Jerry.
I'm just saying if he's
there at 242. We take him.
I don't
Let's
care.
give him a call and let him know. Hey, you coming to Carolina? Well, I don't know. I'm still working on it. No, you're coming to Carolina. All right. Let's see. A couple of tackles up here. A safety out of Toledo. I like some of these guys out of like Toledo or North Dakota State. Some of these guys that go to these smaller colleges that don't get the pub maybe fall in the draft a little bit.
Yeah, no, in the smaller colleges, I love that too. Let's look at Coastal Carolina, Jelvin Hialeah. Because I don't know if my boy Smith is going to be on this roster come training camp.
Well, he's looking good. So this is a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Javion Hiley, I think. Very good PFF grades. 2020 is an 88. 2021 is an 89. 1,128 yards last year was 7 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns in 2020, just under 1,000 yards. He's 6'2", 200, so
decent size, nothing.
Decent size. I wonder what his 40 time is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a way we can you could pull that up? I tried to, but I have so many things running on my computer that it won't let me do it.
See. Let's do a high of 40. Let's see.
4.5.
Projected 40 is a 4.5. So I don't know. Did he go to the?
I mean, he had to run a pro day, right? I'm assuming.
I'm looking to see. Alter football here. Yeah, I don't see anything official. Draft buzz. I don't see anything official here. Draft buzz says strength has a knack for getting open, natural pass catcher, very quick and elusive, excellent change of direction, acceleration, fluid athlete. I kind of like him.
I'm down. Let's get him. Bring him in.
Yeah, let's grab him.
Because, like I said,
Javion Hiley, wide receiver out of Coastal Carolina.
Shi Smith, you know, you can't be caught with drugs and guns. That's just.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Smith was a 6th-round pick last year.
Yeah.
You know, so just swap out 6th-round picks and see what happens. All right, we got about 30 picks until our last pick here at 242. Going to be a 7th-round pick. Jerry, I say we swing for the fences here. Maybe your guy's still there. We grab him. If not,
punter.
Maybe a long snapper.
No, Matt Ritt.
Look at that first. Look at all these punters up here, Jerry.
Matt Ariza. There we go. I'm so serious about that.
No, we just signed Hecker. We don't need a punter.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we definitely don't need a punter.
My brain forgot that.
Malachi Carter, wide receiver out of Georgia Tech. We just took a wide receiver, so maybe we play off that. We got an Oregon running back here. Let's check a look at him. 5'8", 211, so a little guy. Didn't get a lot of run. Actually, 1,220 yards in 2019. 8 touchdowns. Doesn't really catch the ball out of the backfield any.
He averaged 5.4 yards per carry last
year.
Yeah,
he must have had somebody come in 2020 that took over the lead role from him because his stats went down. Actually, only played 5 games the last 2 years, so I wonder if he got hurt.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I don't know about you, but I also don't think a running back's that high on our need list. Now, let's
look at filter by long snapper. Let's see. There's a safety here, Kendrick Duncan. I'll take a look at him out of Louisville.
Sure.
6'3", 225.
Man, these guys are huge. He had a good last season or 2020.
Good 2020. Only played 6 games in 2020, but he played 12 last year, played 13 in 2019. PFF grade in 2021, 70.4. In 2020 was an 81. Kind of looking at his game grades here. Yeah, pretty consistent. Couple of highs, no real lows.
UCF.
Mostly average.
Let's go to his analysts here.
Now, here's a guy. Yeah, once you get back into the 7th round here, there's no analysis of any of these guys. No analysis at all.
I like that they just put, now here's the guy.
No, here's a guy. That's the little John Gruden analysis there. Yeah, I mean, we're in the 7th round here, so, there's just not going to be any superstars. Got a couple of centers here. One out of BYU. Pair him.
I'm fine if we can find a halfway decent looking offensive lineman. I am fine just signing them and throwing them out there at 7th round.
You want to go James Empry out of BYU center?
Sure, why not? We're just swinging. The other guys we're talking to, we're on the phones working for the undrafted signings.
Yeah, we're gonna take a lot of these guys undrafted. All right, analyzing our draft here, Jerry. I like our first few picks.
I did too.
Charles Cross, we got an A for.
We got B+ on our draft trade.
B+ on our trade. Probably could have done a little more, but I think we were just ready to kind of move on.
Yeah.
Matt Corral got us an A at round 2, 42nd pick. DeMarco Jackson a C, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I mean, he's a small college, probably
And,
not a ton of pub.
I've noticed too, PFF likes to grade really hard on your needs, and they didn't only
Yeah,
listed
true.
quarterback and offensive
Offensive
lineman.
line. Yeah.
So with that in mind, they don't understand that linebacker is still kind of a questionable need position for us right now.
Yeah, especially if you can get one in the fourth round that you can kind of grow. And he's got good size. He's got good
Speed.
measurables. I mean,
Yeah.
I like it. I'm okay with that. Zach Tom got us an A at round 5, 144. The more I looked at that, the more I really liked that pick.
Me too.
Yeah. Now we
Especially,
traded back. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially with the guard position still kind of up in the air. Like,
Yeah, Brady Christensen didn't look very good at guard. And if we take Cross, that's where he'll be playing.
yeah, but you got to think
So,
too. We still have Brown, Blastoids
yeah,
Brown. So you got to
right.
think, and Pat Elfline will be competing. So that's 3, and
Mhm.
he's the 4th guy. And then oh no, we got rid of Pat Elfline because he's the worst out of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, not yeah, I like that pick. I'd be happy with that. Our next trade with the Jaguars, we got a B- on. Again, another one where if we wouldn't just shop around, we might could have done a little better. But
oh yeah,
you're trading a 5th-round pick for a couple of 6th-round picks, whatever. Our edge rusher out of Iowa State got us an A-. Highlight out of Coastal Carolina got us a B, and then our last pick, Embry, got us a B+. Overall draft grade, Jerry, an A.
yep. And you know what I'm gonna do in training camp? Hype up Hialeah so much.
Yeah, he's gonna be the guy that everyone's excited about seeing. Everybody wants to see. Everybody want to see Smith last year. Everybody's gonna want to see JV this year. Yep. Yeah, Jerry, what do you think the chances are that any of these guys get drafted by the Panthers in April or in a couple of weeks?
I think a good bit, honestly. I think Charles Cross and Matt Corral honestly have a really good chance of it. The later round guys, I think it really depends. I mean,
Yeah.
We didn't do extensive research on these guys. Now that Zach Tom is probably going to be someone I do look into now for a late round guy.
Definitely. And again, Jerry and I, we've pretty much exclusively looked at top 10 picks so far. So we did talk about Matt Corral, but everyone else has kind of been guys that we could see ourselves drafting in that top 10. So, and if you do look, by the way, at the PFF big board, every one of our guys we took were better than their big board pick. So, except for Embry.
So I mean, PFF is just wrong there.
Yeah, right. So DeMarco Jackson, who we got a C on, was a pick number 133 on the PFF big board, and we got him at 137. So I mean, come on, give me a break.
Yeah,
looks fine to me. So that's the first mock draft of the MeowMix podcast for 2022. I think it was a successful one, Jerry.
I do too. Hopefully the video.
I look forward to our next one having some more options to trade down from 6.
Oh yeah, that was so weird. Yeah. I've never had any of those mock drafts that I've done.
Yeah.
Not come out with someone in the first round. Indianapolis. Yeah. We ended up getting that pick too, by the way, in drafting that Coral.
Right. Yeah, don't kill us. By the way, when we go through this and all of the comments are like, "Oh my God, in the 4th round, you guys could have got so and so." Okay, well, again, we haven't done that yet. We haven't researched those guys yet. So you guys tell us who you liked, who we should have taken, and we'll do some research on them. They might show up in our future podcast where we're talking about some of these later round guys. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, honestly, Jerry, this is kind of how I find some of these later round guys. I don't have time to watch all these games, and
who does? Again, we don't get paid for this.
Yeah,
we have real jobs.
Working 40, 50 hours a week, have families and kids, so.
Yep, small children, wives. We have things to take up our time. But we do spend way too much time on the Carolina Panthers, and that's why we're doing this podcast. So.
All right, we want to thank everyone for listening. If you like the show, please let your friends know. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at Mailbag at meowmixpodcast.com. It's getting late.
Yep. All right. We'll be back soon talking more draft. Any news that pops up, we'll be here for it. And until then, you guys stay safe out there and keep pounding.